Hello peak performer, welcome back to the Stressed podcast. How are you today? I really hope that you're doing well. I actually just got back from a 10-day vacation in Baja, Mexico. And it's been a wonderful reminder for me that it is so important to take vacation and to get a new perspective. I haven't been traveling in over 2 years. It's really crazy. I've been traveling so much in my life, and since the pandemic hit in March 2020, I haven't gotten on an airplane. And so it's been the first time in a really long time for me personally that I've been traveling again. And it honestly just felt so refreshing, so nice to see a different culture. The whales were insane. We saw so many whales breaching out of the water in Baja, and it's the time of the year where they're traveling, and it was so magical, really. It was so wonderful to get some sunshine and to disconnect for a little bit. And if you haven't taken a vacation in a while, then I highly encourage you to think about it, because it really helps you to disconnect, to recharge, to get a new perspective, and to come back recharged, refreshed, and maybe a little bit more inspired and motivated and creative. That's at least how I am feeling now that I'm back home, and I'm excited to introduce to you the new podcast episode that I have prepared for you today. It is a YouTube video that I recorded for you a couple of months ago on my YouTube channel, and it is all about time management. The reason why I talk so much about time management is because I think we can all get better at managing our time, and there is a direct correlation to burnout. Almost 9 in 10, 89% of US workers are experiencing burnout, and they are, for a big factor, experiencing burnout because they're spending 61% of their time on work about work, meetings, status checks, searching for info. Maybe you can relate to that. 29% are attributed to the fact that we are not really clear on our tasks, and people are just feeling overworked and are having a hard time to disconnect from work after work. So in order to help you get better at time management, I wanted to share this video with you. There's in fact a full 4-video series on my YouTube channel about time management. So I highly encourage you to watch that if you are struggling with time management. If you feel like you could get a lot better on managing your calendar, make sure to check out these videos or join us at the Peak Performance Method program starting next week on Wednesday, February 2nd, 2022. This is the only time this year that I'm doing this workshop and this program live together with you, where you have the chance to interact with me, where you have the chance to ask questions, and where you just have a group of committed people that are willing to make 2022 their best year yet. So if you are curious to learn more, come over to my website or send me an email at julia@peakperformancemethod.com, and we'll sign you up and get you started. I'm really excited about the program. I'm really excited to do it live. I haven't done it live in 2 years either. So this is a really big opportunity for you if you want to improve your skills in 2022 and want to sustain your performance over time, avoid burnout, and create a life that you love. Then join us. I would love to hear from you. And so with that said, I hope that you enjoyed this week's podcast episode, and I would really appreciate it if you would leave me a 5-star review on Apple Podcast, or share this episode with somebody that could hear all of the tips that I'm sharing with you today. So take care, enjoy, and talk to you next week. Hi, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Julia Arndt, and I'm a peak performance coach and stress management trainer. And I'm very excited that you're watching this video today, because you are very curious around why you are still not succeeding at time and calendar management. I have been doing a series on time and calendar management over the last 2 months. So if this is new for you, then make sure to check out this video, and this video, which are the first 3 videos of how to manage your time and calendar. And then finally also this video, which is specifically on setting boundaries and the art of saying no. If you have been watching all of these videos and you are still struggling with time and calendar management, then today I want to share with you the secret of why you might still struggle with managing your time appropriately. And here it is. check in with yourself and see how many excuses you actually find that keep you from managing your time. I have been facilitating workshops on time management over the course of the last few months for different corporate tech companies, and I hear it over and over and over again. Yes, this is great, but I am working in different time zones. I am working with global teams. I schedule blocks on my calendar where I say, please do not schedule time over this, but people still schedule time over this. Or one of my favorites, there are leadership meetings that I just can't decline because they are super important for me to attend to. So people are listening to what I have to say, and then they find a million different reasons of why they can't do what I'm telling them to do. And so instead of finding excuses of why you can't do certain things and why you can't adapt your time or calendar in a certain way, I want you to start finding reasons why you can. This is the thing, people. It is important that you are starting to find reasons why you can actually manage your time and calendar. We are so wrapped up in finding excuses of why we can't do certain things, and we like to focus on that because it's always easier to say, I can't, than to say, yes, I can, and I'm going to make this work. Here's the thing. Time and calendar management is not something that you're going to master from today to tomorrow. It is a constant task that you need to take care of on a daily and weekly basis, especially at the beginning, in order to start learning a new way on how to operate with yourself, but then obviously also with other people. And especially at the beginning, it is super, super important that you're being ruthless about the things that you have scheduled on your calendar. So it is really important that you're starting to say no to people that are scheduling time over your calendar blocks. It is important that you are finding some powerful strategies on how to deal with global teams and different time zones. It is not impossible. And so let me give you one specific how to manage global teams. If you're working in a global team and with different time zones, don't be always available for meetings every single day. It is important that you are creating a little bit more of a guidance for your stakeholders and clients. So for example, when I was a global program manager at Google, I would have a lot of meetings with teams in India every single evening. And I am not at all an evening person. I like to kind of go to bed at 8 or 9 o'clock in the evening because I am super up early and I like to spend my energy in the morning hours. So what I did after struggling for a few weeks with late meetings every single day, I asked my stakeholders to schedule all of my meetings in the evenings for one specific day during the week, which means every Wednesday from 6 to 9 p.m. I would have meetings with my Indian stakeholders. But for the rest of the week, I was free in the evenings. So it was way better to have one night per week having all of these different meetings than to have every single night one meeting here and one meeting there. And that can be obviously the exact same thing if you have to work a lot in the morning hours. If you're not a morning person and you don't like to get up early, and also just to better manage your time and schedule, create one block per week where you can meet with your stakeholders in different time zones and with those global teams. It is not impossible. And again, obviously, sometimes you will have to need to find flexibility in doing that, but it is not impossible. And this is really the secret of time and calendar management. You need to start learning that instead of finding excuses of why things won't work the way you want them to work, find excuses why you can. Yes, that is the secret, because we are all human beings and it would just be so much easier to say yes to everything and let go of that control that you have with your calendar. But then it's going to be really difficult to manage your energy and to manage your time with the things that matter the most to you. So follow my advice, make sure that you start finding reasons why and just get started. This is the most important thing after finding excuses why you can actually manage your time and calendar. Start doing it. You are not going to be perfect at the beginning. This is super important. Don't expect to be perfect. Strive for progress, not perfection. That's why I say this on my Instagram account all the time. Strive for progress. Do something. Do one thing, even if it is just one little thing at the beginning, but it is better than not starting at all. So take time and start integrating one thing from these videos that I mentioned at the beginning and start integrating them into your calendar in order to take care of yourself and create more space for your priorities. If you have any questions for me, please never hesitate to leave me a comment down below, and I'm super happy to answer any challenges that you might have with time management, because I know it's sometimes not easy, but I'm a total time management geek and I love to help. So let me know if you have any questions for me, and I really do hope to see you in the next video.